All right. I don't know. Just trying this out. There we go. Just trying this out, trying out the microphone, everything like that. Just to see. Just to see if anybody's on here. Whatever the case may be. Otherwise, I'm going to be talking to myself. But, yep. Yeah, just sort of, I don't know. Just sort of hanging out today. That's really the name of the game for right now. Just the name of the game, just hanging out, chilling out, everything like that. You know, just gonna see if anybody decides they want to pop on. Might show off some memorabilia. I don't know. Just going live for a few minutes. Seeing who's on here. Wondering if anybody's gonna pop up. If they decide to. If they don't decide to. Been a while since I've done one of these lives. Huh. So let's go ahead and see what the settings are, everything like that. Pop out dashboard, channel level settings. Nope. Feedback. Really just more of an experimentation than anything else. Let's see. Share screen? Or don't share screen? That's the question. Window. Entire screen window. Yeah, I wonder. If I decide to share a window. Beatles news. Beatles.com news. Might check that out. Just to share some news. Just to share the site. I don't know. This is a total experimentation. So you know what? I decide to share the screen. I could share it. If I decide to cancel, I could cancel it. I don't know. Excuse me. Jeez. Bit of allergies, huh? I don't know. Just sharing the screen. Want to see what folks can see. Yeah, maybe folks can see the screen. Go over some Beatles news. Let's go ahead and watch that together. Microsoft Edge tab. Select tab to share. Check out what's going on here. Beatles play Shea Stadium. Yeah, they haven't updated the news for a bit, have they? Beatles 64. On Games box set. Huh. Jack Thorne, Jez Butterworth, and Peter Strawn to pen Beatles' 4-film cinematic event, huh? 4-film cinematic event. Filming a paperback writer. Kind of interesting. Said just a little bit of experimentation. just to see. And just testing out the microphone really as well. So I think I think the microphone hopefully is coming out very well, very strong. So eventually for the channel, I'm going to get a smaller microphone as well. So I think this week, so when I'm doing videos, hopefully the audio is going to sound a lot clearer from here on out when editing everything. So I figured just to share it out just to see, I don't know, what folks are doing. Hey, Paulina, thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you indeed. All right, awesome. How you doing today? It's been a minute since we've been able to, to connect. I think. I hope everything's going well. I think I've kept up with some of the, posts and everything like that. Sending much love, of course. I said my allergies are kind of going through. Now I want to see if I share the screen. If I decide to share the screen, I'm assuming you could see it as well, right? I'm going to try something real quick. So if I go through here, I'm assuming you can see back and forth. Just kind of more of a experiment, really. Groovy in the most part, trying to get things back on track, but all's groovy for the most part. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. And when I share the screen, are you actually able to see it? I'm just kind of curious if that comes through. Just in case if I ever want to keep doing this in the future. I've done very few lives. I kind of set this to subscribers mode just for now. Just because not seeing anything else on screen besides you. Okay, let me just see. What about if I do this now and I go here? So right now, if I'm going up and down and sharing the screen, did that go through, or am I just not doing the right setting? I'm assuming you might just be seeing the screen. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. No share screen. Oh, now this I could, yeah, look at this right here. I think I've discovered the infinity screen right here. Whoa. This is pretty trippy right here. Okay, I'll stop sharing that. Yeah, that is trippy, man. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I do that. If I do that again, I'm going under window. That. I click share. Oh, yeah. Talk about trippy right here. Okay. I think I know what I have to sort of do to share the screen. I go window, edge tab. Yeah. You know what? If I click that. Speaking of the coming up cover, give me 1 second. I'm going to try something. I'm sharing screen, right? And then I'm sharing this right here. So I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, it kind of looks like the coming up cover, doesn't it? Okay, now you were seeing it a second ago. Okay, good to know. Speaking of coming up, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share a couple of items I've been sharing on the other platform on TikTok Live. Just 1 second. Here we go. Well, we all know this one, right? But one I picked up recently, besides No More Lonely Nights, all that type of thing, I picked up the Japanese edition right here. I love the lettering on this. Actually, they should have made it red on that other one. But look at how cool that is. Oh my god. Yeah, I've also got the same No More Lonely Nights. I recently covered this. I think it's a Japanese rental record. Take a look at that right there. up top, none on the bottom right here. So I'm kind of wondering if it might have been like a library or something like that. I have a regular Japanese version around here somewhere too. That's just their standard version, just a nice clean version of it. And that right there, I think we recognize a couple of the folks here. I'm glad the microphone's coming in good too, because I'm gonna start. There's a smaller one, like I said, I'm gonna be able to clip it like right on here. I'm just waiting for another adapter part that I ordered over the weekend. Another clean version because I can never have enough. No More Lonely Nights. Picture disc, 1984 reissue. I got these from the record collection of someone at Spinnaker Records. Sadly, they passed away around Christmas. So I'm happy to have them in my collection, but just like starting over, Japanese version right here. But I'm sad with the circumstances. Thank you. Thanks, Paulina. Yeah, I appreciate that. Woman right here. I always like that picture. I really do. Let me make sure I'm not messing these up in any order, because some of these I do want to put back over on the other spot there. These are some of the at least nicer, newer ones, something like that. Yeah, Spies Like Us. This one I've had for a while. I want to track down a cleaner version of that. Maybe I'll try to get a Japanese version of that one at some point. Yeah, that picture really is underrated. Yeah, your standard. Yeah, here, we'll cycle back to that one. Yeah, right here. I'm trying to keep the light from hitting it as much as possible. Let me know. I could always message you later. I could always probably take a nice clean picture of it if you want it for the collection and stuff like that. Give me 1 second here. Put these back. I'll be covering these in the future, but sealed right here, VHS, Yellow Submarine from 1987. And 2 of these, Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band, 1989, I believe. Except this right here on the back, if we focus in a little bit, see that kind of got torn a little bit. That was very recently. Luckily, these ones are a little easier to find. I have a couple sealed No More Lonely Nights VHSs that I put right away into plastic acrylic cases. There we go. I doubt these are ever going to really get reissued unless they do something online, but there, I'm trying to make sure it captures it. What we got a 99. Yeah, I know. Got 99. That feels like yesterday, and it feels like so long ago. Yeah, if you want, I could send you some pictures of these a little bit later on. Like I said, I'm not going to be on too long here. Bear with me just 1 second. Well, I'm glad somebody's on here. I'm glad you're here. Now I didn't know that I could try something if you're willing to. That's if you're willing to. That's basically I don't know if I could invite you up if you wanted to come up and join. Let me see. Add as moderator. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I could definitely add you as a moderator, because I feel like in the future, if our schedules happen to coincide, I trust you to like moderate comments and stuff like that. If you're good with that, just give me a thumbs up or whatever, and I can add you as a moderator. Adjust the microphone settings a little bit here. And this is the microphone that I'm using right here. I've dug this one out a little bit. There we go. Let me know if you're if you're interested in being a moderator. I'm happy to add you on. And I want to see if it'll let me add folks here. Expand menu. It's a little bit different, and it's been a minute since I've done this. So, like I said, thank you for the thumbs up. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay. All right, there we go. You've been added as a managing moderator. So that way, like I said, in the future, I 100% trust you with different things, different comments, things like that. Exactly. I mean, it's just mainly to keep things like, how do I just want to say it? Mainly to keep things pleasant and stuff. Like, for example, if somebody disagrees with a song with me, hey, that's cool. I'm open to conversations like that. But how trolls could be and stuff like that. I don't want to deal with that if I can help it. Now, second question is channel live settings. Let's see. Now, second question is if I'm able to do it, do you feel like hopping up for a minute? And if not, that's totally cool too. But let's see. I definitely want to see. Yeah, I definitely want to see how I can add folks here. Because I haven't done one in a long time, and I know usually under the... Okay, no, that's totally good. And some laundry. Yeah, it's kind of one of those days, we're kind of everything. But I'll experiment with that another time. I'd love to have you on the channel. There's like so many people I actually want to get onto the channel, and I'm just trying to figure out who, when, where, why, all that sort of thing, But no, but definitely. So it's very cool. Okay, so yeah, I am able to share the screen. Let's see if we can pick a quick topic. Let's see. Window, that right there. I'm going to go from the trippy effect to this right here. All right. So, quick topic. So, there's the Beatles 4 films. It's supposed to come out in 2028. But also, I know that there's the 2027 release, High in the Clouds. We're finally getting that after so many years. Paulina and anybody else out there who may be watching, what's some of your thoughts on it? I guess I'm kind of looking forward to it, just to see. I'll be able to, check it out whenever it comes out. I mean, we're already almost halfway through this year, so we're looking at maybe a year and a half to 2 years when that comes out. Hoping for another Paul album, stuff like that. But yeah, kind of interested in folks' takes here. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it off the chat in a second here when you send it through. I think the High in the Clouds commercially, looking forward to High in the Clouds film, a great addition to animation collection. Yes. And I think it's going to be at least a moderate hit. I think a good hit. I think it'll do pretty well with the cast that's got Paul, Ringo, Celine Dion, Lionel Richie. I think I'm forgetting a couple of other folks. Is it going to do Disney numbers, stuff like that? I don't know. That's going to be interesting how they market it and everything. And I'm looking forward to the whatever stuff is on the soundtrack album as well, as Paul's next album of new material. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Can't wait for that. And I've got 4 folks on here, so that's kind of cool. See who we got on here, all that type of thing. So, like I said, this is just not going to be a very... Yeah, if he teams up with Disney, then it'll be successful. I know they've already done a lot of distributions with like United Kingdom, Europe, different territories. I haven't heard anything about the U.S. just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow do some sort of deal with Disney or one of the animation studios. The only thing I think of is I like to have physical media myself, so that's the only thing that makes me a little bit wary in that regard. And that, giving my regards to Broad Street. So I think that's the only wary thing that I can think of. But if we do, that'll be cool. That'll be cool to get it. I mean, Still waiting for Let It Be to get an official physical release. It's been on streaming for a bit, and that's sometimes can be a little bit of a problem with you know I think with like streaming services. Like, okay, we're going to keep it on here forever and ever, and I don't want to necessarily be tied to a streaming service. But I mean, I like it for other stuff too. So, but yeah, I think it'll be successful. But well, I just wanted to stay on for a few minutes, anyways. Disney makes sense coming off the Get Back series. If These Walls Could Sing, Let It Be, and Beatles 64. Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, as far as commercial viability, they've got a lot of money for backing and promotion and stuff like that. Although that means Give My Regards to Broad Street 2 could be delayed by a couple of years. But that's my own personal wish list. But no, I don't think that would happen. I would love to see that on streaming though, at least. But no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Again, just I'm just a physical media nut myself, but that's my own thing. But I'm probably gonna get going now. So, Paulina, glad you could come on. You're now super moderator whenever I come on. Let me see if I can get a few photos of those to you. It's about 4 o'clock here, so give me about another 20 minutes or so, and I think I might send some via Messenger if that's cool. Just to get some really nice photos for you. Thank you for being on. Thank you everybody for being on. I'll catch everybody again in another live or something like that. But just feel free to check out the content on the channel. Drop me a line in real life. You know, whatever folks want to do. You're welcome. You're welcome, Paulina. Thank you. Have a great one too. So you've got the admin status. You've got practically the keys to the kingdom here. But like I said, I like to do that with people I know I can trust. So much love, and enjoy the rest of the for folks in the United States. Enjoy the rest of the Memorial Day weekend. The short work week, but busy one for us all. All right, give me a few minutes, Paulina. I'll get that to you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.